Next news, Arizona family tried to kidnap pregnant woman over non-Muslim boyfriend. Authorities arrested 6 family members in Peoria, a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona, for allegedly trying to kidnap a 20-year-old female relative because she has a non-Muslim boyfriend and is approximately 5 months pregnant. In Maricopa County Superior Court, detectives filed a probable cause statement stating they believe that the 6 arrested family members planned to send the woman back to Iraq. Once in Iraq, it is possible that both her life and the unborn's child life could become victims of an honor killing. The family attempted multiple times to kidnap the pregnant girl. In March 2021, the police said the victim, her boyfriend, and his family fled to Yuma, Arizona to escape her family's harassment and violence. But her family still found them at the hotel they were staying at and attempted to kidnap her again.
Okay, so let me get this straight. This was a woman who got pregnant with a non-Muslim boyfriend, right?
Correct.
And the family was upset, so they were trying to kidnap her, send her back to Iraq to potentially do an honor killing on her and her baby.
That it's possible.
Hmm.
She had good reason to believe that they were going to kidnap her back to Iraq.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to the police in Arizona and whoever was responsible for managing to stop this before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we need to fund the police, by the way. This is what what they're there for. This is what they're there for. Yeah, but no, I mean, I guess we should have clapped for this. They managed to stop this. Like, here, I'll clap now. Thank you, police, because we do. No, like, thanks to the people. Like, maybe we should put a positive spin on this. Like, I'm glad that this was stopped. Like, how did they stop it? Like, did they how did they find out before it happened? Do you know the?
Oh my gosh! Well, I mean, this saga has been going on for some time. This woman, her boyfriend, and his family have filed over 20 police reports in various precincts of Arizona. The reports document accusations of harassment, disorderly conduct, aggravated robbery, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. And the woman and her boyfriend are unidentified.
Is that her?
She was previously successfully kidnapped in Yuma. In a Yuma, Arizona police report, the victim's brother was arrested last March for successfully kidnapping her. He had planned to take her back to her family, likely for an honor killing. However, the family's kidnapping efforts did not end there. The woman was allegedly forced into a parked car on August 18th in Avondale. That is where the family reportedly started punching her in the abdomen. There are 2 witnesses in the parking lot who helped the victim escape, police said. Peoria revealed the family members who were arrested on August 27th. Court documents contain details from detectives regarding the accusations of recent assaults and threats at medical buildings in Avondale. They described how the relatives confiscated the woman's her purse, cell phone, as well as her boyfriend's gun during a violent assault. The woman grabbed one of the officers and pleaded with him, saying, "Please don't let them take me." Additionally, the victim's brother allegedly left a threatening voicemail in May, promising to kidnap her boyfriend's teenage sister unless the woman returned to her family. So he's saying, he left a voicemail saying, "I'm going to kidnap your 15-year-old sister if you don't give us back like our daughter," if it was his sister, like the family's daughter. Saying, and then he literally said, like, "Your American laws aren't going to stop me, or they don't make me afraid."
How were they not already in jail after that? Like, how did they manage to get a second attempt at this?
That's what's so crazy, because they filed over 20 police reports in different precincts. They had to flee cities because of how concerted their attempts were against them.
I'm going to retract my thank you notes to the police because this is like seems like a failure rather than a success. Now, originally it seemed like an amazing success from the police, but now I'm wondering how is it possible that all these reports and the first attempt at this didn't put these people in jail? Like, I don't understand. How does that work? Like, is there any explanation on this?
Not as of yet. I mean, it got to the point where they finally did a probable cause statement where they're saying we have enough evidence accumulated where we can just say that it's probable that this is going to happen, even if we don't have explicit, evidence of a intentional conspiracy, contemporary experience yet. So yeah, they fled to a different city, and then her family found them. Their family found them again because they had planted tracking devices on her phone.
Oh my God. Amazing. Well, here's the question. Was the punching her in the tummy so that her baby gets aborted, that was the first attempt?
That happened during the successful kidnapping, I believe.
Of the first, okay. And in what world, how is it possible that in the United States, punching somebody in the tummy to make their baby, no, not baby, the fetus die? And how is it, I still don't understand. There's something missing here. How does that not land you in jail? How is that? Oh, maybe they didn't have any proof that this happened? Maybe is that why?
I don't have enough of the details of what preceded this eventual arrest.
Maybe because they didn't have any, maybe because these happened without any recording, or like the police didn't have enough evidence to conduct an arrest. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. What's really sad is that this woman is only 20 years old. I can't even imagine.
Is that her? Is that her picture?
No. So that's actually what I'm getting to. She expressed her fears of dying from an honor killing. And when speaking on this, she referenced the killing of Noor al-Maleki. So here in the screen, you see a picture of Noor. And actually, Noor is also from Peoria, Arizona, and also the daughter of Iraqi immigrants. Noor was also 20 years old when her father hit and killed her in a parking lot with his car. Al-Maleki's father is an immigrant from Iraq. He was convicted of murder after the prosecution determined he killed his daughter because he perceived she was becoming too westernized. So also, and it's not even like this is just another killing somewhere else. This is literally in the same city, same background. And I wanted to talk about this story because it's really important that people understand that honor killings are not reserved. I mean, if you live in North America, this isn't, or Europe, the free world, the westernized world, however you want to put it. This isn't something that only happens on another side of the planet. This happens in our country, in our communities, all over the world. And it's important for us to raise awareness of these issues, because when oftentimes I talk about these kind of issues, people try to actually paint me as some kind of bigot for talking about what happens to women in different communities across the world, purely because I am not from these communities, right? And when really this actually does happen in my community, in my country, right? Just oftentimes it's behind closed doors and people don't have awareness of it. So when you're speaking about these things, not only are you standing up for women who we should stand up for, whether they're on our side of the world or another side of the world, you're also standing up for women or children in your own country, in your own community.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if these people felt like if we kidnap her and take her back to Iraq, then we would be able to do what we want. Then what does that tell you about the woman in Iraq, right? But I have a question. How are they going to kidnap her and take her to Iraq? Wouldn't that involve getting in her on a plane? Were they expecting her to just be quiet the entire time? Wouldn't she be able to keep yelling in the airport and on the plane, asking for security, asking for police? I feel like this plan wasn't very...
I understand what you're saying, but that kind of stuff does happen just because of the fear, the consistent trauma and fear and abuse that these victims are under. Like these things can still happen completely copacetic, like under the radar, because victims have to remain quiet or hidden just for their own immediate safety. You know what I mean? I understand your question. Like, I think the same thing, but it's much more complex than just simply, oh, make noise at the airport when you have a consistent history of being abused and threatened. You know what I mean?
I just think like when you're in the airport, then if you raise a hell, it's not like they can do anything in the airport. Like that's literally the most.
But imagine what could have happened to her preceding getting there.
Yeah, but
right?
you would not get there if you managed to raise hell in the airport. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this. Maybe like you're right. I mean, you're right. But here's another question. When the title says they kidnapped pregnant woman over non-Muslim boyfriend, do we know if their issue was that the boyfriend was just Westernized or non-Muslim? Like, do we have any indication that if the boyfriend was like Western,
based on
but Muslim
reports, right, like the news coverage from that local area, they specifically say non-Muslim.
Okay. So according to the news, the issue was the fact that he was not a Muslim. All right, I have some other thoughts, but might not be appropriate to say because I don't know. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm glad it didn't work out. Again, there's a lot of missing information here, so there's a lot of judgments we could make that might not be accurate because we don't know exactly the things that happen, right? So, yeah, go on.
What do you think of my note or criticism of how oftentimes, like, maybe it's something that I experience because, like, I'm a white person who's never been a Muslim, like, criticism for trying to talk about these issues as if it doesn't happen where I actually am. Do you know what I'm kind of talking about? That kind of attitude?
Right. So you're talking about the woke school people that think like you should shut up because you're a white woman. You're talking about that? Obviously, they're
more or less.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're bigots for two reasons. Basically, first one, because they're telling you what you're allowed to say because of the color of your skin, and second of all is because their dismissal of human rights issues about people who don't live in their country. They seem to be deeming them less worthy of care just because they happen to live somewhere else, that's bigoted as well. So just shows that bigotry exists on the right and the left, more so on the right, but we shouldn't ignore the fact that the fact that it also exists a lot on the left. Okay, so yeah, it's just outright bigotry for two reasons. Does that make sense? For two different reasons. One, because they're telling you to shut up because you're white. That's bigotry. But it also because they don't seem to care about Iraqi women because they happen to be Iraqi and not Americans, right? So that's also bigotry. Does that make?
Yeah, I mean, this is why criticism of Islam is important even within our own countries that are not Muslim majority, right? Because it's actually an effort to protect young Muslim women, like I have no idea if this woman is still a Muslim, but for all intents and purposes, she is, but it's definitely within our interest, everyone's interest, to criticize the attitudes and possible doctrine that leads to this kind of violence. I
was going to make a misogyny joke, but you told me to stop that. So I'm not going to make that. I was going to make because you told me
I can't stand you.
You told me that people will think I'm being serious, so I'm going to stop doing that. But I'm just letting you know there was a very good joke here that I'm going to tell you after the stream.
I hate you.
I'm not making the joke. So there. Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe. Link in the description below.